In the session, I would like also to present Amy. Amy Pemble is working with us in the Primo product team, and she will also in 24 we lead the Primo webinar, next webinar, as I'm about to leave for maternity leave, and Amy will replace me. We will have also an email address at the end of the presentation, so we are working together. And so welcome aboard, Amy, to the Primo product team, and we'll start the session. Okay, so today we are going to, we have I just want to mention we have a new template, and the highlights that we are going to share, as you can see here at the left column, we are going to share highlights that are common from both Primo and Primo VE. And on the right column, we'll say what are the highlights that are, and the features that we are enhancing and related to Primo VE. Do you hear me? By the way, I see no audio. Do you manage to hear me?
I do hear you, yes.
Being autocomplete. I'm getting. You continue to hear me as I see all of the chat of audio is back. Just give me a confidence that we do hear me.
We do hear you now.
Okay. Okay, so I'll start again. So we do have enhancement, which is in case of 0 results found, specifically when searching CDI scopes. We are going to improve the search experience by expanding results to search cross and beyond library collection. We will have a demo for that and explain better about this enhancement. Another enhancement that we are serving with this quarter is regarding the citation trail. So far for citation trail, you may see a partial result that is only for your library holding. Now we are enable a user to expand citation trail even to citations that are not within my library holdings. So we'll introduce the toggle that is now will be available and the option. Another nice enhancement is about improving the copy paste from the citation. Well, the citation format is being generated for the citation action. We are now supporting the maintaining and preserving of the rich text format, and I will show you a dedicated slide for that. We also want to specify an enhancement coming for both Primo and Primo VE, but it's actually more related to the content release. We have now the Unpaywall collection as a database available in the community zone and knowledge base, fixed knowledge base for you to activate. So once this will be ready with the Content November release, you will be able to activate this collection, and it will affect the way your user are filtering for the availability facet, and it will cause CDI records with open access links from Unpaywall to be filtered as well. So it's our recommendation. We'll introduce a dedicated slot for that. Of course, we'll share more notable items. So those were the highlights that are common for both Primo and Primo VE. We also have in the Primo VE area more configuration options that we would like to introduce. We enhanced the discovery import profile. Discovery import profile is a tool that you are importing external records, so from external sources. And now we are delivering you more option to define more availability status for external records. We'll share with you what are the options. Also, in the area of the request form, your user, if you choose to enable, will be able to define a personal delivery location, their address, so they can define the dorm address, and this setting will be saved for future use as well after submitting the request. So it's another flexibility that is available. In terms of the discovery import profile, we also enhanced this capability to support Unimark format, records that are in Unimark format. This will serve the regions that are using Unimark, and more flexibility that we are giving to the Ferber and Deep matching. So far, we give you the option to play around with the keys combination that are defining the matchings. Now we are enhancing and give you the option to define local keys that can be used for those new combination. So this is the agenda and the content of that quarter. And just before we are going into each one of those, let's see the release rollout. So the release was made available for you on the sandbox on October 22, in this Sunday, and will be available for production on November 5th. This is for the Primo VE schedule. You can also see that for the Primo back office, it's also available on the sandbox. Local customer will get it on the November 19. Okay, so improving the search experience for no results found. I just want, as it's a new template, just to mention, we are mentioning here below the title that it is available for both Primo and Primo VE. And we also mention underneath the title also the initiative, which is coming from the nurse. Okay. So what is this? So this where this is about enhancing and improving the search experience for users that are deal with no results found. So there is a case where user can search for an article title or book chapter title, and specifically we are talking and scoping that for searches that are done with CDI, across CDI, or with a blended scope. So a user can search for a title that we know exists in CDI, but since the library does not activate collection that this source, this article may be part of it, it's not in their library holding, what we call, then the user will get no results found. So we dedicated this use case to show an improvement for the user. And what we are doing is when we recognize that such results may be found, but not necessarily under this library activation, what we will show if you choose to enable this feature is we will show the results to the user instead of showing them no results found, but we will also notify the user. We will say to the user, see, there are no results found, but know that your search was expanded beyond the library activation, so you have these results. And then you can see, or even in the article that we found, that there's really no online access because library did not. And there are alternatives for the user to go and ask to purchase or ask for the library, all of the way that the library introduce how to get eventually how to get access for that. So user can do that. We also introduce the user this toggle of the expand search to include either with no fault text that he can also turn it off and the results will have no fault. So this really improving a dedicated use case of zero results. It is disabled by default. You can choose whether to enable it. And just before the demo, I just want to mention that we will trigger this expansion only in the case of we recognize these specific zero results for CDI scopes. It will not affect the next session. It will not be sticky for next searches. So let's see a demo for that. Okay, so you see that I'm searching and the feature is enabled, therefore there is this message for me, and now I can see that there is no online access. I can also check ahead and toggle it off. But what I wanted to emphasize that if I'm doing another searches for that, the toggle status is not sticky. It was only being activated. It was only being activated for that zero results cases that attempt that we recognize that there could be a results found, but not on the library activation. And I also wanted to mention that if this toggle was already turned on for the user as you choose to enable that, we didn't do anything to improve, and the message should not be appear over there as well. So this is one enhancement. Okay. Next is about a citation trail. We are expanding the citation trail. So far, the citation trail show results that are were only filtered by first the matching of the citation to any record on the CDI, and also was filtered by the availability of that institution. For instance, if we have an article with 40 citations that we are attempting to match across CDI records, we always show this note for the user that the list that the citation results list that we are showing may be partial, and there may be some reason for this partial list that we're introducing. It's one of them is the fact that not all of the citation resources are available for the library holdings of your institution. So in order to improve this experience for the user and attempt to get to the user a full list of citation, we introduce this expand my result toggle. It should be familiar from the user from the same main search expand my results option. And as you can see, this is a citation list where the results are not expanded. We show a partial list, like a 132 citation, and while expanding, they can get much more. And the way to identify that this result is not part of the library holding is indication that there is no full text for that, but at least the user know that more articles are being cited by the seed article or as part of the bibliographic, you know that those exist and can attempt to find it in the way that the library holds. So a bit more about what are the configuration. We do believe in that feature. This is why the feature is enabled by default. You will always see in the citation trail this expand my results option for the user. We do believe that we would like to introduce the user as much as we can a full list of citation. You have in the configuration option to set if this is expanded or filtered. Okay, you have the option to determine that. And what I also wanted to mention is that this expand my result is actually independent in terms of the stickiness of this toggle from the expand my results that we introduced in the main search. If you do attempt to expand my results in citation trail, it will be related sticky for that citation trail, not reflected on the searches that they are doing in the main search. If you do not like this option and you want to hide it, you will need to go and get this class and hide it using customization. We do believe this is the recommended way to let the user get as much as full list as possible. Okay. And yes, as I mentioned, I saw just one of the questions. You can choose in the configuration to have this expanded by default. The configuration let you choose what will be the default mode. If you want it expanded always, there is an option to set it. Okay. Another enhancement is this button that you see while you are using the citation action. today, when you have the citation generated for your desired citation format, and if you use this copy citation to clipboard, the issue was that while pasting it, it only pastes it as a text only with no rich text format. So if the citation contains and enhance the journal with italic style, while pasting, this was not preserved. It was an errors enhancement that we give without taking chance, and it was several attempts to fix that in the past. Now we've managed to resolve that for the November, both for Primo and Primo VE. And the way that now it's going to work is you will have just as technically behind the scene what we are doing. We are maintaining an object with two formats. So while you are pasting, if you paste it, for instance, to software that support a rich text format like Microsoft Word, for instance, you will be asked if you want to keep the original formatting. So that means the rich text format that will be preserved, or keep text only, and that it is. So both options will now be available, and it will be also depend on the software where you want to paste the citation format, where it supports those tagging option. Anyhow, now this is available for you. Okay, more it's about enhancing the request, the holding request form. If you choose to enable this functionality, your user will be able to select a personal delivery location. So you can see that you have, I think, in Alma, option to define in the pickup location the type of the location. You can define work address, dorm address, home address. And then when your user are selecting this personal location, you can also define to have this new lines, the address line and the city and the province, so the user can fill in the address that is matched for the work address or for the dorms and all of that. And if submitting the request, eventually, if after submitting the request, the system will store for that user account the address under this specific delivery location that you define, and then can be used or even for future use. So user can do that directly from the request form without going into another interface or page to fill in their personal information. Okay. Now, more flexibility that we are giving for the Ferber and dedupe matching. For the Ferber and dedupe matching, what we have so far, we had a closed list of keys that are matched to fields in the system, and there was a closed list hard-coded that we've defined, and we give you so far the keys combination, the matching of the keys will give you the flexibility to say whether you want this combination of keys to do the matching for the Ferber or for the dedupe. Based on the use case from the customer, based on the user use cases customer give us, for instance, one customer wanted to have a matching from external source records to local catalog based on a local field that they want to create. They want to have a matching and a dedupe based on that, and with the closed list of keys that we provided, they could not do that. So now what we've created, we created a new section, create a local key, under this editor, okay? And then a customer can go ahead and define which field to set, and had this local key added to one of the combination. And with that, such a capability as I described can be used to improve the Ferber and the dedupe matching. I hope that this will satisfy the use cases that we've been introduced. Okay. more about enhancing the ability to import from external sources. What we have so far for external records, we add the option to define the delivery available online. And of course, there are cases that the link to resource that we introduce is not really satisfied, as sometimes the full text can be restricted. So we want to provide you with other statuses, option to define other statuses, such as check availability or not available on other cases, and give you the option to define and prioritize the precedence, the condition for that. So in order to do that, we added a new section named link to resource other statuses. We've also an option to do this create link that can be displayed if chosen under the view online and the link section. I put here a link to the article that explain more what are the delivery statuses that are available, and the table detail how we are calculating eventually the availability status that will be delivered. So we believe that now you have more option to define different availability status and also define the condition for those. Okay, another enhancement that we are doing for that discovery import profile is we are supporting now records that are with Unimark format. So you have the option also to define here the source format and use it. As this was original needs came from the Italic group and the French group, and you can use it now. Okay, so so far, I covered the main highlights that I wanted to share. I want to add additional notable items. At the August release, I introduced the resource recommender in Primo VE, more search capability that were enhanced, meaning you don't have to have an exact matching for the tags that you are defining. We can add the smartness of the search engine, like using synonym and inflections or stop words for that. So we did a demo and we demonstrate, but while production, we've discovered an issue that the matching was a bit too broader. We fixed that issue, and now this is available for you on the November release. You can use it. Great. Another thing is about the quick links feature. It's a good chance to remind you that we do enhance always the quick links and work with more provider, and you're welcome to activate the quick links, as this is giving your user direct access to full text. And now what we are providing with this release, both for Primo and Primo VE, is we enhancing the analytics, the Primo analytics, to also provide you indication about option to track which are the providers that are being used for the quick links. The information that we take from them is, while there is, I gave you an example of here of how quick link is being seen. So this is a direct link, and we have this $G that specifies the provider. So this specific quick link is coming from the Wiley, for instance. And what we will have in the Primo Analytics, as we introduce a more dynamic subject area, we call it the Primo Customized Value usage, and you will be able to see under the customized value for those actions, which are the provider that are being used for the quick links. You can track the usage per provider. So please give us a feedback if you see this crucial, and it's also a good reminder for you if you choose not to, you didn't activate, to examine again the quick links. Resource type filter bar. We released the resource type filter bar in May, and actually we see a customer adopting that, and it's really nice to see the adoption. In Primo VE, there was a limitation that we didn't intend to have, and now we fix it. So now you can define up to 10 resource types per search scope, and not 10 resource type in general. So this is being fixed, so you're welcome to check that again and play with that again. The Primo Showcase. Okay, this is something that we publish in the roadmap. Eventually, we will deliver it in Q1 of 24. There was a delay. What is this? The Primo Showcase is actually an external tool that we will provide. We will post a blog on that will be able to show a visual carousel and be embedded in external sites like faculty sites or university sites or any other site that you want to drive attention and traffic to the library from. It will be, we work on that, so it will be really easy to embed. You don't have to, strong development power for that will be really easy to embed. And you will have the option there to show up to I think of 10 or 15 items that are relevant for a specific search that you can define. You will give it an input the traffic, and this is actually how it should look like. So this will be delivered in the next quarter, but just to support that, we added to the Primo VE in the November release a new setting. It's called, you will see it, you will not need to use it until this will be eventually released, but you will see it. So we will just, this is why I mentioned that. We put in the infrastructure a setting that is say discovery showcase allow domains that we will allow accessing from external sites only for domains that you will be able to define. So if you embed this new carousel under the law faculty, you will need to specify the domain under these settings. More details will follow when we'll release how to set this configuration. We will start releasing this currently only for the Primo VE, and based on the adoption of that, we will see whether to provide it to the Primo back office. There was a bit complex with the allowed access and the thumbnails and all of that. This is why this feature has been delayed, but we do see a great value with having that, which we're starting with the Primo VE on the next quarter. Okay. More thing that I want to share that it's also very can benefit you for these open access links. The content and the CDI has been working and now will be available. I think with the next content release, you will see an Unpaywall database collections in the community zone and the knowledge base. So, and our recommendation will be for you to go ahead and activate this collection, and the effect of activating that, I put here an article of how to activate the Unpaywall collection, and also more information on all of the efforts that we are doing in the Unpaywall area. The recommendation to activate the collections, the meaning for that in the application in Primo and Primo VE will be that while you are activating this collection, for you, it's actually what means that all CDI records that have these open access links from Unpaywall will be flagged and will be marked in the CDI index as available for text. Therefore, when your user will have this filtering on available online, those CDI records with the open access links from Unpaywall will be included in the search result. It's not how it's working today. If you activate that and wait for the indexing, the next indexing to be part, the filtering will include this record. This is our recommendation to go ahead and activate that. It is also our recommendation for you to go and read this article of Unpaywall. And if you did not activate, for instance, the Unpaywall link that is being shown in the brief results, you are welcome to go ahead and activate and learn more about all of the efforts that previously were done with regarding to Unpaywall within the discovery. So it's a good chance to revisit that and also to include in the filtering those CDI records with links from Unpaywall. Another thing that I want to drive your attention is about the subject heading normalization project. Christine Stone introduced those next two slides at the Igloo, and I think that now it's a chance to see, to share it with you also to the broader community. What is this all about? Today we have various subjects from various vendors that are being part of the CDI index. All kind of subject, and some of the complaints is the duplication of that. And what we've tried to achieve with this project is to normalize it to control vocabulary that is based on mesh and Library on Congress and average vocabularies. So what we are actually doing is we are trying to map and normalize the subject, and subjects that are matched, the control vocabulary will be defined and displayed as part of the subject. All other that were not mapped to that control vocabulary will be defined in a new field. We name it a keyword. Okay. And what you will have is that you will have, in terms of searching, if you choose to search for a term, either that is considered a normalized subject or the old one, all of those are being indexed for search. So nothing is getting lost while searching. But for the display, I would like to share with you, for the display, it will be a bit more normalized and in order. So this is an example of facet that for the existing not normalized, how subjects are being visualized now in CDI, and after the normalized subject, how it could be. This is in the facet, and here you can see an example how it looks, what are the facets are being now seeing in CDI subjects in the full display, and after the normalization, how it could be look like. So I'm not sure about how the display is working. You can, whether you can add from the keywords to the display, what would be the option. But anyhow, what I want to mention, this feature will be available for you as an optional, with the configuration in the February release. But what we are asking you is now is to get your feedback, as we do know that the customer show interest in that. I add here a link to an article that summarizes the effort of this project, but also have a section how to test it. You can add a flag to your URL with the November release and already go ahead and test the normalized subject and compare it, the old and new. And we would appreciate to get your feedback. There is in this article an address, a CDI info email address. And please, if you are sharing, share with us the feedback so we can better roll this up with the February release and get your input for that. So this is, go ahead and check this article, learn more, and give us your feedback while testing that. Okay, so far I covered all of the things of the November release. What is coming in the February? As I mentioned, in the February, we will have, we're going to roll out the subject and keywords fields from CDI. You will have a configuration to activate it if you choose. In the Primo VE, we have this enhancement to provide more configuration, help you to determine what will be the display level of the get it, where it will be an item level or location level. It is really specific when you have one location today in the get it. When you have only one location, we are directly pointing the patrons to the item level to go ahead to see the item. Some institutions do not like that. They want a consistency. They want to have always locations being seen, and then let the user click on the location and go ahead to the item, so not confusing the patron. So we are giving a configuration for that. Another nice enhancement is for a closed list of labels that you are giving, the Primo Working Group provide us. And for collection discovery and other specific fields, we are going to add the support of adding HTML tags. You can add links for those specific labels. We are going to work on the list that were provided, and I think that we released this is the first phase of February, and if there in a need in another label, please work with the Primo working group in order to deliver us the label that you would like to have set over there. And of course, as I mentioned, we also going to deliver this new Primo Showcase tool as a visual carousel to drive attention for specific library items that we want to highlight in other sites. Just before we go into the questions, I'd like to drive your attention that there is this Luna Learns that is continued during this month, and these are the dates, so you will be aware. We put here also a link to the Luna Learns, so you can use. And also, we would like to drive your attention to a webinar that is on link open data that is going to be conducted also next week. So you also are welcome to register and learn more on the effort on the link open data that is being done. And with that, I will also remind you again that this is my email address, and Emmy that is also is joining our Primo team. So now, Emmy, we can go ahead and go into this Q&A.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Neely, and thank you to everyone for your patience. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and the Q&A, and I'm not doing wonderfully on either of them, but we will follow up with you if anything gets missed here. So for our first Q&A question coming in, think back to the beginning of the webinar about the no results expansion, Neely.
Yes.
Excuse me. And the question is, how does the expansion impact the zero results analytics? Does it count as a zero result if the result is expanded?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. I will have to check that. I'm not sure it will be counted as such. The question if we are adding this action when we're introducing the link, I need to check that. You can email me and I will check, or submit a case and we will follow up with that. It's a good question. Yeah.
The second one is, when is the carousel widget coming out? And we said that for Primo VE, it's coming out in February of 2024. Right. The next question, I think, is related to accessibility. What would be needed to get a quick link to an EPUB version?
I'm not sure I understand. Instead, I'm not sure this is depend on us, as we are getting from the provider the links. So some of them are really going into HTML, and then it's up to the HTML. And PDF with accessibility, it's also a project, but it's like more about the software of the PDF that is supporting accessibility. So I'm not sure it's in our control here.
Right, we are operating obviously with providers, and they give us the format that we can provide to users. Okay, next question. Will we be able to distinguish between quick links and Unpaywall?
I think that there is a priority to quick links rather than an Unpaywall. So if we have, if you trigger the Unpaywall and trigger and enable also the quick links, we will give priorities to quick links. But there also, if it is now part of the, so it's a matter of these two flags of enabling quick links and Unpaywall. And there is also, I think, yes, there is a prioritization. When we have demo and release the feature of view all links, there is in the view online, view all links, there is a linking record, a section for open URL record, and also a section for open access links. So the Unpaywall will be as part of the open access link. I think it is stated in the article as well, and if not, and you have more questions, you are welcome to submit a question, and we'll go directly to the person who designed that to get the specific details.
Okay, thanks for that. The next question is there any benefit to activating the Unpaywall collection in Alma if we do not have the Unpaywall PDF linking feature enabled in Primo VE?
It's also stated in the article, if you enable that in Alma, you will be able to see it as part of the view resolver, as part of the view online, the view it. Yeah. So in this article, we are mentioned 3 things that they were done in the Unpaywall. One is new for November. This activation will affect the filtering, activation of the collection. There is also the PDF link and discovery, and there is the Alma enhancement that also was released in the past over activating in order to see it in the view online.
All right, thank you. One last question. I think that answer covered a couple of different questions that came through the Q&A. I apologies if it hasn't, but we can certainly follow up afterwards. The last question is, how has the showcase functionality been verified as having features needed by users with disabilities? For example, has it been tested with VoiceOver for Mac OS or other assistive technologies?
It will be a simple HTML that again can be tested. Of course, it will be embedded in other sites, so it also will be it will be tested as any new features tested in Primo with accessibility.
Okay, and one last one that just popped up. Again, thank you for your grace and patience with me in trying to manage these windows. So this goes back to the expanded search for no results. So if your default anyways expanded search, does this new feature make any difference? The answer is it's not expanded by default. The default is that it works as it does today and you have to opt into the feature.
Okay.
So that would be the difference. And I think I've asked or I've answered other questions as they came up in a different window. I'm sorry if I haven't. I will go through these and try to reach out and collect answers with Neely as needed. So go ahead, Neely, you can close it out here.
Okay, so first, thank you for joining this session, and I hope that we will have a smooth release and you will use and give us feedback, please, also for this new project of normalized subject. And of course, thank you, Amy, for joining and taking role. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. We'll be talking to you soon. Take care. Bye now.
Great. The chat. שתי דקות.